Anything to discuss? Today everybody very quiet.
I would like Mahathera to really talk more on this non-self. Because we know that there's no self in us, but who is that actually going through all this suffering and going through all the cycles of rebirth?
Talk more about no self, or non-self. Okay. There's some misconceptions about this word anatta. The Buddha did not say that there is no self. The Buddha said that there is anatta. So we have translated it as no self, we have translated it as no soul. So we have to be very careful because some of these translations are not accurate. For example, we Chinese talk about Ling Hun, right? Ling Fan. Supposed to be, to use a common translation, you can call it soul. And actually in Buddhism, we accept this, Ling Hun, Ling Fan. In Buddhism, it's not that there is no Ling Fan, there is. Why? Because in certain suttas, the Buddha shows this to be true. Of course, you have to also be very careful because in Buddhism, in present-day Buddhism, there are contradictions. For example, what is taught in the Abhidhamma sometimes contradicts what is taught in the suttas. So in the suttas, the Buddha says, for example, in one sutta, the Buddha says there are 4 types of beings. One enters the womb unknowing, stays in the womb unknowing, and comes out of the womb, that means in birth, unknowing. I mean, he's not conscious, blur like that. The second type enters the womb knowing, but stays in the womb unknowing and comes out unknowing. The third type enters the womb knowing, stays there knowing, but comes out unknowing. And the fourth type enters knowing, stays there knowing, comes out also knowing, like our Bodhisattva. His mind is very clear. So it shows there is something entering the womb, something staying in the womb, and something coming out of the womb. This we call Ling Fan, Ling Hun, soul. So there is this soul, which is a bundle of energy. There's also another sutta, interesting sutta, where a man came to see the Buddha. This man belongs to an external sect. So he told the Buddha, he said, I think he said Samana Gautama, he said, I have this belief that there is no self-doer, there is no other doer. Self-doer, that means no self. No self who does this and does that. There's no other doer, no other who does this and does that. In other words, there is no self, there is no others. He's trying to say. Then the Buddha said, I never heard of this before. The Buddha said something like that. The Buddha said, can you decide to walk in front or walk behind? He said, yes, I can. I can walk in front, I can walk behind. Then the Buddha said, then how can you say there is no self-doer? So from this, you see, the Buddha didn't say that there is no self. But of course, when in this case, the Buddha is saying that there is a conventional self. That in normal usage, we say there is a self. So what do you mean by this word anatta? Anatta means there is no being that is not born, that is not conditioned, that is not created. Because the Buddha says everything in this world experiences birth, coming to being, and then existence for some time, and then after that decay, or cessation, or death. So there is nothing in this world that stays unchanging, permanent, that is not subject to conditions. There is no such thing. Everything in this world is in a state of flux. The strongest characteristic of this world is impermanence. This world is of the nature of impermanence. Everything is changing. The only thing that's unchanging is this state of changing, this characteristic of changing. So, that's the meaning of anatta. But if you study the Abhidhamma, people who believe in the Abhidhamma, they say that when a being dies, say for example, a being dies in Subang Jaya and is reborn in Tamang Mayang. When he dies in Subang Jaya, the consciousness there stops. And then the consciousness in Taman Mayang starts by itself. There's nothing that goes from Subang Jaya to Taman Mayang. But this contradicts the suttas. The suttas, something goes from Subang Jaya and enters the womb in Taman Mayang. That's why, like in the, I think Dhananjani Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, Noble Sariputta says that if a person's karma is so bad that he's due to be reborn in hell, the hell beings will come up and drag him down to hell. In other words, Gu Tao Be Bin, Ngao Tao Ma Min, that Chinese like to say, exists. In fact, I have a supporter in Perak State who told me a few days before the father died, the father saw Gu Tao Be Bin waiting for him. So is he, now these hell beings come up to drag this being down to hell. So what is he dragging? When that person dies, there's no more body to drag. Is that Ling Hun, the soul, drags down to hell. That's why some people who remember their past life, they say when they passed away, horse chariot from heaven came down to bring them up to heaven. Bring what? That Ling Hun, that soul. So in Buddhism, the translation, anatta, no soul, is not correct. There is a soul. The only thing is this soul is a bundle of energy. State of flux. But this bundle of energy is important because it contains your medical called DNA, your memory from the past, your characteristic. So like after Adam passes away, he will have this kind of the same face. When he's born as Deva Adam, he will look like human Adam.